Ryan Fitzpatrick, you can find him on NFL Prime Video, the Thursday Night Football analyst. And Prime Video will present its second NFL wildcard game Saturday. It'll be the Bears and the Packers. That'll be at Soldier Field. They start their coverage at 7:30 Eastern, only on Prime. Looks like he's got some product in his hair, probably worked on his beard as well. Which one do you spend more time on, your hair or your beard?
Beard. Quite a bit of time on the beard. This morning I actually trimmed the edges of my mustache for you, so that's how you know I like you.
Nice. I did wonder about this, where we put labels on players, and I wonder about you going to Harvard, if that was there any positive that you went to Harvard, or what negatives when you were going into the NFL?
I think the initial negative was a funny one, which was, do you actually like football? Or do you have other interests? Are you going to become a doctor or something? And that was something I had to kind of overcome, and could overcome that one pretty early, just in terms of passion and how much I enjoyed playing the game. And then I think, I accepted that label because it was always, oh, he's smart, he can pick up a playbook. Hey, we bring this guy in, he'll pick up the playbook quickly. And when I got to Tennessee, which was year 9 for me, Dow Loggins was the offensive coordinator. Mike Munchak was the head coach. Wasn't really into it or feeling it, and wasn't picking up the playbook very quick. So Dow Loggins challenged me and said, dude, I thought you were smart. I can't believe you're having a hard time with this. And that night I sat down and learned the whole playbook and came back the next day and was ready to go.
Okay, but is there any correlation between going to an Ivy League school and being football smart?
No. I don't think so. I mean, there's certainly not, but I always try to convince people that there was a correlation, yes.
Let's look at the Bears and the Packers, and I'm wondering who has the most pressure on them going into this game. If I go Matt LaFleur, Ben Johnson is not facing the same pressure that I'm sure LaFleur is, but
right.
How would you kind of level out the pressure on either of these teams and coaches and quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think LaFleur's got a lot more pressure on him. Ben Johnson, masterful job this year. What he's done with this team, completely changing it around in a year. What he's done with Caleb Williams, I think it's been great. And really just the mentality of who they are, especially offensively. They have an identity. They're physical. They're going to run it straight down your throat. They're going to do the play action stuff. But LaFleur, I mean, they've lost 4 in a row. And this is a big moment for him. Jordan Love hasn't played for 2.5 weeks. They just rested everybody in week 18. So all their stars are going to be fresh. Josh Jacobs hopefully will be as fresh as he's been since that New York game where he got injured. But LaFleur's got the most pressure on him coming in and trying to win this game. And I think Jordan Love as well. You think about last year and that game versus the Eagles in the playoffs. He's got a lot to prove, and he's had a great season, so I'm hoping he comes out and has a good game.
Is it crazy to say, is Matt LaFleur on a hot seat there in Green Bay?
I think that's crazy to say. I think if you look at the organization and them making rash decisions, I don't think that's who they are. So I think it ratchets up even more for next year if they don't win this game and they have a poor showing on offense, but I don't think he's on the hot seat, no.
I talked to Dan Orlovsky yesterday, and he said he felt like Sean McDermott might be coaching for his job this weekend.
That would also be shocking to me if that was the case. I think if anything there, maybe they might lose Joe Brady at coordinator, but if they don't win this game, maybe they try to freshen that up and look somewhere else. But that game is going to be really interesting because the Bills, at least as of yesterday, were still favored in that game on the road going to Jacksonville. But Jacksonville winning 8 in a row, just kind of putting on their tape the last few days and watching them. It's been Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence. It's been great to watch. Trevor Lawrence is really, these last 8 or 9 games.
But what's different, Ryan?
So I think, first of all, it's just the confidence. But they had, they played Seattle and the Rams and only scored 12 points and 7 points right before their bye week. They went into the bye. I don't know what they did, but they came out guns a-blazing. I think the addition of Jacoby Myers helped, but Parker Washington has been awesome on that offense. They've got a ton of talent, but Trevor is playing with a ton of confidence back there. And even last week and the week before, watching the games, watching him get pressured, his ability to see it, to get the ball out and throw it accurately, he's done a great job through the year of getting better and better at that. So confidence is such a huge thing for quarterbacks, especially quarterbacks that have been up and down. And Trevor's playing at a really high level right now.
So you can learn that. That's a learned skill that you can see it, throw it. You can see it before it happens.
You know, I think part of it for him is being more comfortable in the offense. I think it's also having a coach that demands more of you, and that's a huge thing with Trevor this year is Liam Cohen and the demands that he has put on him. But yes, you can certainly, that's something you can learn throughout a season and get better and better at. And I think Liam Cohen, we got to give him some flowers because you look at Baker last year compared to this year and his numbers, there's no crazy coincidence there that Liam Cohen was his coach last year and has really done wonders with Trevor Lawrence this year.
We heard that maybe John Harbaugh lost the locker room. Ian Rappaport reported that. Adam Schefter came back and said that that wasn't the case in Baltimore. But how does a coach lose the locker room?
I love the Schefter versus Rappaport.
Yeah.
Oh, the reports, the insider reports. How does a coach lose the locker room? I think part of it, and I don't know anything about that situation, so not speaking on that, just speaking in general, part of it is, and I've seen over the years, if you don't demand the same thing, the same commitment to excellence out of your great players that you do out of the young rookies, it's easy for a coach to come in and yell at these young guys and demand a lot out of the young guys. But when you don't do that with the best players on your team and the stars and you kind of let them get away with things, I think that's the first way where you can start to lose a locker room and guys can start questioning, your consistency as a leader.
The progression of Drake May, it's kind of remarkable when you consider he's probably going to finish second in MVP. Now, we have seen those quarterbacks who make that jump in the second year, but how do you assess how he's doing that when they do have running game? It doesn't feel like they have a lot of stars at the wide receiver, tight end positions.
I think with quarterback, we talk about all the time infrastructure. So Mike Vrabel gets there, and what does he do? He gets him a number one receiver in Stephon Diggs. He goes and gets a great play caller. Some would argue the best play caller in the last 20 years in the NFL, and Josh McDaniels. And then he also bolsters the offensive line. He gets Will Campbell. He gets Morgan Moses. He brings in Bradbury at center. So it's like all these things. The protection got better. The star player he could throw to when it's one-on-one got much better. And the offense around him. And the thing I love about that system, I was in that system with Bill O'Brien in my 10th year in the NFL. And if you draw a line in my career, what it was before year 10 and after year 10 and after, I learned more in that 10th year than I've ever learned in my career about football. The way they teach it, the demands they put on a quarterback. So it's really nice to see the ascension of Drake May this year. And the scary part is they're going to demand so much of him, it's just going to get better and better and better.
Okay, but what are you getting in year 10 that you didn't get in the previous 9 years?
For me, it was just the way that I looked at the game. All of a sudden, a lot of these offenses now are going away from demanding everything out of the quarterback, the mic points, knowing every little intricacy about the run game, why we're doing things on specific plays, what defenses are doing and why, what are they trying to attack you with, how are they trying to combat you. It was just a completely different way for me to look at football. And, and knowing that every single thing that we did had a purpose, it was really cool for me to be able to take that then and use it for the rest of my career.
That give you a better understanding of Tom Brady's greatness of having,
absolutely. I mean, full, complete control the whole time, but just the demands that it put on him early in his career and the greatness that we all got to sit back and witness. He was in complete command the whole time, and really amazing when you get to kind of see the way that it's made behind closed doors.
Did you feel like he was better than you?
Who's that?
Brady.
Yes.
I mean,
Very much so.
no, I'm not talking about the end result. I'm talking about when he got on the field, you got on the field. Did you have to come to that conclusion? He's just better than me.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was every game was, on a consistent long-term basis, he was always going to be better than me. I just had to be better than him, in that moment for that specific day. And I think we played 14 times, and I was better than him 3 of 14 times. So percentage is not great, but there was 3 of them.
Okay.
So.
And I didn't go to Harvard, so I'm not good at the numbers. Paulie, that's probably not good percentage.
You're asking me?
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah. In fact, there's nobody over here that I can ask. Well, Todd went to NYU. Todd, that's not a good percentage.
Those are not great odds. No.
Yeah, but that's not an
Not great
Ivy League
odds.
school, though.
Hey, I'm still okay with it though. I relish those 3 victories.
Have fun. Yeah, what, Paulie?
Ryan won 21.4% of the time.
Okay. All right.
Well, there you go. 1/5.
Okay, but how mad was Brady in those 3 losses to you when you guys, quarterbacks always say, "Hey, great game, great game, great game."
Yeah, it didn't go very well. He wasn't very happy. He never liked losing, so.
He never said, "Hey, that's awesome. I'm happy for you, Ryan."
No, I don't think it ever went that way. Because the last one was when I was in Miami, and it was his last regular season game at Foxborough. So it was not very happy about that one.
Wow. Well, you're going to be a Trivial Pursuit question maybe.
I got a lot of them though, Dan. I got who threw the most interceptions in this game. The only NFL quarterback to throw 6 touchdowns and no picks in a game, and no touchdowns and 6 picks. So I'll hang on to that one forever.
You know what? How about a round of applause for that?
Hey,
6-0, 0-6. I like it.
it takes a special player to do that.
Yes, it does. Have fun Saturday night. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to it.
That's Ryan Fitzpatrick, Prime Video. They will have the game on Saturday night, Bears-Packers. That'll be at Soldier Field, kickoff 7:30 Eastern, only on Prime.